I mean, yeah, I get it, but I just it makes sense to me. That doesn't surprise me even one bit that it's doing that. I think that the surprise would be if it was already trading as an inflation hedge. It's simply still very nascent. It's, there's no real institutional ownership in Bitcoin. The institutional ownership is more like, hot money hedge funds. You don't have a teacher's pension fund owning Bitcoin for a 10-year hedge. It's not like that yet. So I think that's the sort of money. And I think what that's going to take is regulation. When regulation comes into this, there is so much fraud right now in the blockchain world. It's nonsense. It's like, for every deal, there's 1,000 bad ones, and there's some great ones too, but I just didn't need.
Yeah, we're still looking for that intraday June low around 3640 S&P 500. I think more so than the absolute level, it's watching some of the other indicators if and as we get to that level. One of the things that's been lacking on this entire bear market that we've seen at every major market bottom over the last 15 years has been that inversion in the VIX curve. Specifically looking at spot VIX relative to the second month future, we find they're getting a little bit of inversion today around 1 point, but typically you need to see at least a 10-point or more spread to signal a major low. So
I also invest in Wagyu cattle. Why Wagyu cattle? Because Wagyu cannot be printed like a stock certificate, bond, or dollar. I don't want. But the thing about it is, with the Wagyu, it's not the beef, it's the semen. And so, and the breeding bull is always, and they freeze it. And then you get a percentage of the cow you breed. So I'll say it again, I like gold, silver, Bitcoin, and mines and oil because you can't print it. So I'm a hardcore gold, silver, oil food buff.
And cash.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. We were here with pretty interesting topics. Why Bitcoins and crypto market are going to be crashing right now. In this video, we shall be exploring all the factors why Bitcoins and crypto markets are going to be crashing right now and what experts says that about that crash. And we will be talking about when Bitcoin or why Bitcoins and crypto markets will regain his positions back. For answering all the misunderstandings, watch the videos until the end. Before we start the video, subscribe to the channel and turning on the red notification buttons. Listen to this, guys.
To separate blockchain, which is real, DeFi, which is real, ledgers, tokens that do something and deliver information, money, ideas, simplify smart contracts. That's one thing. I'm not a skeptic. Okay, I'm a major skeptic on crypto tokens, which you call currency, like Bitcoin. They are decentralized Ponzi schemes, and the notion that's good for anybody is unbelievable.
Jamie Dimon did not mince words when a US lawmaker mentions the executive's history of the criticizing cryptocurrency. I am a major skeptic on the crypto tokens, which you are currency like Bitcoins, the JP Morgan Chase & Co. Chief Executive Officer said in a conversation. Dimon was asked that keeps him from being more active in the crypto space during an oversight hearing held by the House Financial Services Committee on Wednesday. Bitcoin falls to a 4-month low, slumps below $19,000. Listen to this interview right now.
We would all be paying things with Bitcoin. It just turned out that the only companies that really have defended Bitcoin are the ones that continue to defend it. No one's using it that I know of. But the ads never stop. David, this turned out to me to be 1999, 2000. Remember how in the March-April period of 2000, the bulls of the NASDAQ kept coming in and trying to keep it up, and then ultimately they were just smashed. I mean, I don't know. There are a couple of people, David, who cannot let this thing come down. It is their life's work. They're dedicated.
Yeah. Crypto crash is now the time to buy the dip. Mark Hossam, the Full Stars writer, that cryptocurrency prices crashed against this weekend, with Bitcoin dropping to its lowest level since December 2020. The drops come after a similar price move just 1 month ago. Bitcoin prices were down below around 9% in the last 24 hours to $20,500 or $16,000 over a weekend in which the crypto market lost more than $200 billion in the US crypto lender Celsius network suspended all the withdrawals. Sam Koppelman of the crypto exchange Luno agreed that Bitcoins and other coins misfortunes were not happening in isolation. Falling below $30,000 levels between in the price space of the key support level. If Bitcoin falls below this support level, it could even drop further to $25,000 before any significant move back up. The crypto market crash, how is what experts says that? Let's take a look on that. The global market cap slid over 7.30% and is reduced to $1.6 trillion, while major tokens like Bitcoins, Ethereum and Solana also tanked. The dip in prices should be taken as an opportunity to buy. He said technical indicators signals that Bitcoin prices will hover around $30,000 to $32,000. The Luna Foundation's goal is making the best use of the fall in the Bitcoin prices, hence emerged close to the $1.5 billion in Bitcoin to ramp up the server for Terra stablecoin and has become the numero uno holder for Bitcoin, displacing Tesla. Bitcoin failed to break $17,000 and started dropping in late 2021. The cryptocurrency has slipped into a bear market since November last year, recording one of its biggest historical crash in 2022. In June, the cryptocurrency plunged between $20,000 for the first time since 2020, fueling extreme fear in the market. Bitcoin has historically seen its price trade below a previous high for more than 3 years. The previous peak of $68,000 took place just 7 months ago, and it's yet to be seen whether and when Bitcoin's world turns to a new height. Let's take our bold views on some Twitter users. Moustek, who has 28,000 followers on the Twitter, posted a tweet and wrote out that people say we can't compare 2018 with 2022. Bitcoins did the same things in 2015. After a crash, there was always a relief, really back to the wave B. I witnessed it in 2019 and can tell you from a TA point of view, everything was very similar of today. Another of his tweet is, many of you are looking at using the 200-day weekly MA as a bottom indicator of Bitcoin. What if I told you that the SMA 200 is much more accurate? This indicator predicted the bottom in 2015 and the COVID crash 2020. Now in 2022, this line was tied again. Crypto Petru has 7,000 followers on Twitter that predicted that, in my opinion, Bitcoin reached the bottom at June. Already about 12,000 or lower is less likely. If Bitcoin is above 29,000 of the middle of the October, will the confirmations of this idea. Billy Bambroa, senior contributor and writer at Forbes, wrote out that Bitcoin next logical stop. Sire makes huge $10 trillion crypto price predictions. The Bitcoin price has crashed back under $20,000 per Bitcoin after trying to climb above the psychological level earlier this month, pushed lower by a surprise Biden administration's warning. Now, Michael Saylor, the chairman, the co-founder of software company turned Bitcoin's acquisitions vehicles MicroStrategy, MSTR 0.5% has predicted the value of Bitcoin will overtake gold within the year, potentially giving Bitcoin a $50,000 price and a market capitalization of $10 trillion. The next logical stop for Bitcoin is to replace gold as a non-sovereign store of value assets, Saylor told Market Watch this week. Adding gold is a $10 trillion asset. Bitcoin is digital gold. It's 100 times better than gold. And if Bitcoin goes to the value of gold, it goes to $50,000 per Bitcoin. The week is off with the bulk of the cryptocurrency market trading in the red, which is largely attributed to the upcoming rate hike announcements from the US Federal Reserve Bank. According to a report of Yahoo Finance, Fed officials are expected to deliver a third straight 75 basis point increases to their benchmark policy rate during the two-day meeting which ends Wednesday. Investors across both the crypto market and the traditional acquisitions markets are bracing for the impact of the announcement. This is especially higher than expected inflation figures in August sparked more pessimism about the Fed rate hike. Data from CryptoRank, a cryptocurrency price data aggregator, shows that all of the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap have dropped between 6 to 11% prices in the last 24 hours. Market leader Bitcoin fell around 8% to the trading at around $18,400. Similarly, second largest cryptocurrency Ethereum fell 11% on the day to currently be trading at around $1,290. The current Ethereum price is also a 26.1% drawdown from the 1-month high prices of about $1,800 it read in the week preceding the merge. Joe Biden just sent a stark warning to Bitcoin and crypto after $2 trillion price loss. The Bitcoin price has crashed under $20,000 per Bitcoin, dropping from almost $17,000 as the market wrestled with a Federal Reserve's string of interest rate hike that could mean more volatility for Bitcoin. Now the Biden administration has introduced the US government agencies to double down on the Bitcoin and the crypto enforcement, racially putting the $1 trillion markets on a collision course where the regulators of the White House Office of Science and Technology suggests Bitcoin could be a ban. A series of White House reports urged regulators including the Securities and Exchange Commissions and the Community Future Trading Commissions to issue rules for the cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin News BTCTN tweets on the Joe Biden says the US will bring together 30 countries to stop the adequate use of the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Listen to Michael Sell's interviews about that crash.
History of the world, and we've had 10,000 of them. There have been 10,000 currency collapses, from the Lydians to the Athenians to the Spartans to the Romans to the Venetians, to the Brits multiple times, to the Carthaginians. You could just go on, and the Persians, and go on and on and on and on. And the history is full of examples of an empire rises, someone mints a currency, the successors or the children of the conqueror debase the currency, the grandchildren debase it more, the great-grandchildren forget how they actually got the power, they spend 200 years go by, someone else comes along and says, wow, good place to build a city, we do it again, we do it again, we do it again. That's the history of money. And that's the history of economics. Along comes Satoshi, and we've got the white paper, and January 3rd, 2009, we launched this little monetary virus or this idea virus, and it kind of burns very, very low level for a while, and people aren't sure of it. It's a gimmicky thing, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and we're waiting for, well, why would you need it? And, you had to be a visionary to kind of need it or get it. If you lived in Argentina and your currency collapsed and you remember the currency collapsing, or if you lived in North Korea, or if you lived in Africa and your currency collapsed and you watched your family get wiped out, then maybe you get it. But, that wasn't the mainstream, right? The Western world is not run by people that lost their family's life savings in Africa or South America. So it was an interesting idea, but it was a fringe idea until 2020. And in 2020, the monetary inflation rate tripled in the US.
Before we go on the video, I'm going to be talking about all the videos of this channel is only for educational purposes, not trading advice. So be cautious during putting your financials and dream assets in crypto. We are not responsible for any financial loss occurred, and we are not your financial advisors. That's it for today. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel down below and turning on the red notification button. We are uploading daily videos on cryptocurrency like Bitcoin crash and the stock markets. So see you next time.